Hello and welcome to the video. I have a question. What does the magical, mystical, anti-5G, anti-Wi-Fi, anti-GSM, anti-ISM band Shungite Pyramids have to do with a pencil? Stay tuned and you'll find out. Okay, so we have our Shungite Pyramid. Oop. Now this magical, mystical piece of pseudoscience is supposed to absorb and re-emit in some crazy fashion, apparently, allegedly, radio waves, or as I like to see them as, photons. So what we're going to do is we have our transmitter or signal generator here. On the other side we have, I'll just pan you round there, this is our receiver antenna going to our spectrum analyzer. Okay, so we're going to fire some photons between these two very, very close antennas, and we're going to see whether this absorbs any. Okay, so we'll start our signal generator, and we shall start. There we go. So there's our signal, and to prove there's no funny business here, I shall stop and restart. Okay, so that signal is at 3.6 gigahertz. This is around the UK 5G allocation as of 2023. Okay, so our Shungite crystals in between. Now to show you, if I put my hand here, the signal dies away. Likewise, if I put my hand here, it dies away even more so because of the dielectric constant or relative permittivity of my skin, bone and flesh, water content, etc. So my suspicions are this has graphite in it, like this graphite powder I have here. It has a high electrical conductivity and a very, very high dielectric constant. So when they show, sometimes with these, they put the multimeter, or they power a battery one side and the light the other, and the light lights up. It's because it's very, very electrical. It's got a high conductivity, basically. So let's remove it. So if you look at the spectrum analyzer as I remove this, so it's, I'll place it back in between. I must have got a mystical, magical dud. But it says it's Shungite. Let's try right up against the antenna. Oh, that's very strange. So it's not absorbing the 5G. Dielectric constant of hand. Do I dare do it? Oh, the same distance. Oh, let's just like tips my fingers. Yep, and hand. Oh. Well, therefore, I can only conclude bullshit. This isn't absorbing any of those radio waves. If it's there, or I remove it, I put it back. This is bullshit. And the claim is as well that you can just leave this in the room. Like meters and meters away from radio frequency emissions. Right, so in this part of the video, what we're going to do is I'm going to make a phone call, and we have our spectrum analyzer as well. Right then, so theoretically we're going to do it without the all singing, all dancing, mystical, magical 5G radio frequency, Wi-Fi, smart meter, RF, ISM band, whatever, absorbing, photon absorbing magic. Right, so I'm going to place in fact, I'm going to get the spectrum analyzer going. Cool, now I'm going to place a phone call. So this is our phone call ongoing at the moment, we can see. Excellent. Just going to stop that there, and we're just going to hold that as a marker. Right, and we're going to go again. This time we're going to insert our Shungite crystal thingy jobby whatever in there. Okay. And we're going to stop that now. And we're going to hold that. Excellent. Right. Stop the call. Okay. I'm just going to run this again. Excellent. Right. So we have if we look at the approximate power, they are roughly negative 50 decibel. Now the shape is neither here or there. That's just however it handles its spectrum hopping. It's effectively, it's just that particular channel in that narrow bandwidth that it's using at any one time. So as we can see, these signals in terms of power, density, strength are pretty much the same. There is no real difference there was spikes, but the spikes were approximately the same. Go back through the video, look for yourself. But this is an average, is pretty much both frequencies are exactly the same, regardless whether there is the magical, mystical, anti-5G, anti-Wi-Fi, anti-ISM band, anti-Bluetooth, anti-GSM, anti-HSDPA. You could go on and on and on. This is doing absolutely nothing. It's not interrupting anything at all. If anything, there's been times where, due to probably its reflective nature of the carbon-based whatever they've put in there, whether it be graphite, activated carbon, whatever they've put in this with the epoxy and the mould, is sometimes maybe acting actually as a reflector and increasing the frequency, increasing the power of that particular radio frequency. It's all bullshit, isn't it? Well, we're going to move on to some more tests. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so in this test, what we're going to do, we're going to test the resistance of our magical, mystical pyramid of, yeah, you fill the blanks there. I prefer bullshit, but let's see. So I've got some copper. That's just a little go at it. Like very, very little resistance to the copper, obviously. It is copper. I use this for basically use it for prototyping small antennas, ISM, 2.4 gig, 3 gig, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's if you want to do that yourself. I might do a video on that actually. But yeah, it's pretty cool just to prototype an antenna. Get an analyzer on it. Obviously, make sure that your SWR is bang on. Yeah, and you can use the analyzer just to look for dips in the frequency, go back, re-engineer it, come back, try again. Just a rapid prototype. If I've got, say, I don't know, a new piece of equipment that's on a certain frequency, but I don't have a tuned antenna for that frequency, I can just make sure that it either works or my theory is true. Right then, so what we're going to do is not run off in tangents. Now what we're going to do is just test the resistance. I'm assuming this is graphite. So I've got a pencil. I've cut some notches out to gain access to the graphite. I've already tested this continuity. It is perfectly fine. Yeah, so okay. Now we're going to test our magical, mystical pyramid. Okay, so, well, 6.4 seems to be the average. Well, maybe actually, probably 6.5. Yeah, okay. Now for our mystical pencil of doom. Oh. Oh dear. Yep. It's just graphite. It's just graphite set in epoxy resin. Literally. We're getting exactly the same readings for the graphite in this pencil. And this isn't... The best thing about using a pencil as an example, pencils are made up of somewhere in the region of like 50-60% graphite to 40 or 50% clay. The clay makes it write really smoothly. So we can then deduce from that that this is probably 50% graphite and 50% epoxy resin. And I'm assuming if you went any higher than that percentage of graphite, the epoxy would just be a slurry, slush. It wouldn't set right. It'd be rough. It'd be flaky. But yeah, that's pretty conclusive. So approximately the same resistance. Well, when I say approximately, I mean we're going down to quite a few decimals here, so it's the bloody same resistance. Yeah, so we can test opposite things that are probably more resistant, like that knife. sorry. Yeah, there's a bit of oxidization on that, so it's probably not the best best example. A bit of this stainless. Yeah. And obviously the copper, hardly any resistance on that as well. Yeah, very, very little. Yeah, so clearly this is 50% graphite, 50% epoxy resin. There is no two ways about it. I mean, you can say you're putting magical, mystical, crushed up rocks in there all you want, but that is graphite. It is graphite. It's just bullshit. And hang on. The reason why they do this. Oh, sorry, continuity. The reason why they do it with that kind of material is, well, they can, if there's multiple YouTube channels obviously that push this stuff, they can go, well, look, it's so conductive. Like, well, yeah, that's because graphite is really, really conductive. Right, so the next part of this video is just looking for the magical piezoelectrical effects. So the setup I've got a bit of a voltage divider, smoothing cap, very basic circuitry. The reason why I've done that is that way I can take that off and then put it back on, and it won't interrupt. I'm not going to break the circuit. So I've got a signal generator pushing 7 kilohertz at 3 volts into there. Right, so I'm not seeing any piezoelectrical spikes. So if there was a compression, and that compression was causing a piezoelectrical spike, we would notice this on our waveform. Basically, the waveform would be jumping many, many volts per division higher, and it's not. And you'll notice when I take it off, it drops down, and when I put it back on, it goes up. That's because this is wired in halfway through this voltage divider. I've just done that, just basically, so it's a visual representation of when it's connected and when it's not. There's no difference whatsoever, and obviously it doesn't break the circuit, so you can see that difference. I don't have to take it off, connect everything up, and then put it back on. Yeah, so I'm still waiting for a piezo electric effect. I'm not seeing it. And to show you why this isn't doing anything, I mean, my Wi-Fi router is just there. So that's probably, every now and again, you'll see some interference in the waveform, little spikes. That's just that, basically, interfering with all the wires. Yeah. Let's give an example how that works. I think Peppa Pig is perfect for us. So I'm not even going to key up Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig has 2 Darlington pairs in there, which is the receiver. That itself is generating a field, so I'll show you that. So you can see that interference there, just from those Darlington pairs. But then we go through the entire system, and that interference is always there. Obviously, to keep Peppa Pig up, yeah, it's like a heavy metal concert for for electrical waves there. Yeah, so yeah, 7 kilohertz, 3 volts. I'm not seeing any spikes at all. There's definitely no piezoelectrical stuff going on there, because if it was, that waveform would be absolutely all over the place. and it's relatively uniform, apart from the interference, radio interference I'm getting, and probably from the 50 hertz in the room as well, just from the 240 main supply we have in the UK. That's probably not doing it any favours. Yeah, no piezoelectric spikes. Right, what I'm going to do is take these off now. Now, my body is going to interfere with this, I reckon. You'll probably get like an ECG of my heartbeat. So I'll try and keep off the graphite. Yeah, that's pretty much my heartbeat. That's the electrical of my body. But, as you can see, it's not much different. Taking away the human body model there, it's not much different than our Shungite and whatever they put in there. Let's see, although the waveform changes, it is the same, it's just the voltage is divided. Yep, so still waiting. Come on, piezoelectric effect. Come on, dude. Do your man a solid here. Come on. Well, I don't think it's happening, guys. I don't think there's a piezoelectric effect happening there. No. Sadly. But while we're on the subject of EMF and absorbing it, I've got a new product, guys. You really, honestly, it's world changing. Like those nasty EMFs you get in your bedrooms, your living rooms, your children, the cancer, the cataracts, the food eating disorders, the heart palpitations. You're not going to have a heart attack. Those palpitations are 5G. The headaches, that ain't a stroke. That's 5G. The flu, viruses don't exist. It's 5G. Flat Earth, 5G. Why not? I have a new product, guys. Yours for £780 only. Reduced from £1,200, guys. Get these while they're hot. I call it Pencilite. It's the new photon absorbing way forward. We've seen from the test, guys, it's the same as the Shungite. It's exactly the same electrically. It's a beautiful piece of work. Have this as your centerpiece. You go to bed, put it next to your bed. Keep it on the side in the kitchen. You take it, and it's brilliant. There's a really brilliant use. And guys, it's got an amazing use. Check this out. Shungite won't do this. Have you ever seen anything like that? Not only, get this, guys, this is why it's such great value right now. These are going like hotcakes, guys. I've got one of those fake timers. I mean, one of those timers on my website that, like, there's like 5 left in stock, even though there'd be 750 left in stock, and then there'd be 5 left. Don't just ignore that. Just buy now. Buy now. Buy it now, guys. Amazing. Absolutely amazing piece of kit. The Pencilite. Get them now, guys. They'll be out of stock soon. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and buy the Pencilite, guys. Honestly, think of your children. Think of the cancer. Think of that cancer. You will buy my Pencilite. You will buy it now, or you're going to perish from cancer. Your children are going to suffer. Alright, on a serious note, thanks for watching the video. Please don't buy Pencilite, or Orgonite, or Shungite, or any other shite. Catch you in the next one.